Hello and welcome to this product review slash tutorial for my product, the Raven NPC character pack, or asset pack if you want to be a little bit more precise. So what is this asset pack? Well, it's basically a asset pack that includes a bunch of animations, a bunch of assets, and a little bit of code, just not too much. What it really actually does, and let me show you. Ooh, actually, we need two. Yes, editor window. There we go. So what it does is just make the crows fly, and this is achieved through a tutorial that I saw. So it's not really that precise, and it's not really that great. It doesn't work really that fantastic. It's mostly for showcase purposes, not really an actual functional bit of code, but if you need it in a pinch, I mean, it works. As you can see, they are flying. You may actually make them fly a little higher. I'll show you how in a little bit later, but for now let's just inventory what this asset pack contains. Like I said, the little crows, ravens, or crows if you want to, there's not that much difference. I know ornithologists are going to shoot me right now, but yeah. For all intents and purposes, these are birds. So if you need a bird in your game or in your project, these are excellent birds. Actually, I animated them based on actual ravens, so yeah. And ravens are kind of a generic bird. If you want them, they can be in some kind of I don't know, cemetery for creepy stuff, or they can just be some NPC in the background of your medieval game, or they could be just in a park, really, because that's how really versatile they are. So let's start with the LODs. So we have 5 LODs starting from LOD 0 through LOD 4. They all look almost the same, except, you know, different versions of each other. And these are very, very, very actually it would be easier if I show you up close, because obviously I cannot get that up close with just the little actual character. So let me show you. They are very, very, very well they have lots of detail. You can see each individual feather is seen there. Obviously, as they progress towards LOD 4, they have a whole lot less polygons. This one doesn't even have feet, but obviously you're not meant to see them from a short distance. You're meant to see them from very, very, very far away. And I actually include them. I include them here, LODs, in the LODs folder. Which, by the way, each folder here is color coded for you to find them way easier. So obviously, skeletal meshes are color coded with the pink ribbon that these meshes have, the static meshes, you know, the cyan ribbon, and so on and so forth. It's super easy to find them, and I do recommend, even if you're not using my Unreal Engine asset packs, just do it yourself. It's a good practice, because just look at how difficult is finding anything in here, because they are all the same color. So you have to read this stuff, you know. Here you can just go, oh, the blue one there. You don't have to read static meshes or skeletal meshes or materials or maps or whatever. It just immediately, bam, it's right there. It's the blue one. or it's the cyan one, or the pink one, or whatever, you know. Moving on. So yeah, we have the LODs, we have feathers, so short ones and long ones, and these ones are in case you want your raven to just explode, usually for death events, like if it gets hit by a bullet, you know, it goes bam, pff, you know, just scatters all the little feathers everywhere. So that's super helpful. So they are right here, and they are basically just flat flat little uh, planes. So you have short ones and you have long ones. You know, the long ones are for the uh, for the wing feathers. The short ones are for the rest of them, and you want to make a combination of both. Anyway, so you also have all these animations. I try to make them as many as possible. So let me know in the comments down below if you have ideas for of animations that I might have missed. Unfortunately, they are not. Obviously, I couldn't think of every single one of them, like in my head, off the top of my head, rather. So yeah, if you have any ideas of what I may have missed, I will be adding them in the next update. And if this asset pack sells well, obviously, if it sells well in the next few months or weeks, I'm definitely going to be adding even more animations to this one. All right, so moving on, we have several dead ones. So this one is laying on its belly, this one is laying on its back. This is just the dead ones, and they are basically just one frame. They're basically static, and these ones are when they are hitting the floor. So in case you don't want to ragdoll your raven, well, here's a good alternative. I don't know, honestly, I don't know which ones are going to be more taxing to your system. But yeah, I mean, I have done tests, but ragdolling the raven, it's like, bruh. I mean, you know, I can see, where is it? There it is. Like, it's still playing at 120 frames per second. I would need to tax the system so much to see any difference, and I don't know how to do that. So yeah, unfortunately, I cannot tell you whether it would be cheaper to just use some kind of, you know, ragdoll or just an animation. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, we have both. So moving on, we also have falling death. So this is the one where it gets, you know, it gets shot, or it gets hit, or it just dies for no reason. Maybe it's something supernatural and your bird dies. So you have, obviously they all end up in these ones. So these ones are falling. So while that's the falling loop, that's the hit the floor part of the scene, and that seamlessly connects to these ones. And these ones are the ones where it gets hit. They get hit from the flying position, by the way. So from the flight loop, either one of those, it gets hit from the flying position, and it just turns into this position where it's falling, and then falls on the floor, and then just lays there dead. Again, these, I'm guessing it's a little bit overcomplicating, but for whatever reason, if you need those, they are there, right? So again, I don't know if it's easier to just ragdoll it, but here's your options. Moving on from deaths and destruction, we also have pecking and eating. So we have several animations for pecking and eating. They are not the same. In some of them, the little raven just moves their head a little to the side, and other ones it just pecks it, so on and so forth. We have, in some of them they make pauses. Some of them it's several actually. It's several variations. Some of them it's just one single peck. So you get all four of them, I guess. And you also have peck near, peck far. You know, whatever you need, it's right there. Again, this depends very much on your particular case use, so I try to include everything that you may need in the pecking and eating. Next we have flight, and this one is a little... I couldn't think of a good version, you know, a good how do I say this? Like, I try to think of everything you could need, but I feel like I'm missing something. So if I am, just let me know in the comments down below, because I will be updating this asset pack as soon as I get enough ideas on what I could add. And again, if you actually like this asset pack, please like and subscribe, and obviously share this thing so I can, you know, so this thing sells. And if it sells, and if you already bought it, good on you, because if I added way too many of these more animations, like right now I think it's 38. Yeah, about 40 items. Actually, no. 30, what? 1, 2, 3. 37 total. So that's how many there are right now. And I plan to add even more in the future. So if I add way too many, I am going to have to, you know, raise the price on this asset pack. And you know, if you already have it, you're gonna be able to download the new version. So anyway, moving on. There is flight diving. There is flight gliding, like not moving the wings. There's a flight loop. There's a flight loop fast. So when it's just taking off or something like that, you know, they usually move their wings faster. So there's flight up as well, and flight up fast. And by the way, these guys are already in the where are they? So yeah, these ones are already in the flight 2D, and you can add them more. You know, I don't know you you know, from anyone, so obviously I don't know what kind of things you are going to need in your particular specific project. Therefore I didn't make anything too specific. Everything is too or at least as generic as possible, or as generic as I could, you know. So moving on, we also have idle, and there's several animations for idle. And some of them it pecks, in some of them it doesn't. Some of them are perched. Some of them are just idle pecking. There is something for everyone. So again, I didn't know what you may need or not need. So yeah. We also have cause. I did not include sounds because I didn't know where to get specific ones that I would be able to use in this asset pack. And obviously there's no crows here. I live in Mexico, so where I live there's no crows. There is starlings, which look kind of like crows, but they are smaller and they are not corvids at all. So yeah. So there's only 3 cows. Now we have landing. We have landing perched, as you can see, his little feet, and we have landing on a flat surface. And we also have takeoffs, and takeoff from perched surface, or in case you have your Raven on some kind of perched surface, there you go. And finally, we have walking animations, 3 different speeds, and it's this one is going to be easier to exemplify right here. So this is stationary, it's using some idle animation, and then walking very slowly. This is a really nice blend space, by the way, it's already included in there. Walks faster, and just jumping. Really, really, really useful in case you want to make a nice... Oh wow. Holy. I didn't realize they wandered so much. So yeah, right now what they actually do is just as soon as you approach, they start flying. Obviously this one doesn't work. Whee! Wow. They fly away as soon as you approach, and that's all they do. That's all she said. Or I don't know how that saying goes. So how does that work? Well, we come here to blueprints, and it's super simple. There is an AI controller, but there isn't even a behavior tree, because that's how simple this is. And yeah, that's it. Event Raven fly. That's it. Oh, and it also wanders. Like movement, I think that part is right here. Yeah. So on component overlap, so you're overlapping this sphere, which for some reason is not showing. I don't know why, but right now it's 512, so it extends for about yay big. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but yeah, it extends yay big. It's not that big, but it's big at the same time. I don't know. So yeah, and it just wanders around. And in the AI controller, you have the amount of space it will just fly away. So you can make it even bigger to the max. I like this amount, but the more amount you give it, the more, like for example, it just go twice as much. So here it will go 160. Yeah. So this will make them fly way too fast because they are going higher up. Okay, so look at this. And yes, they go way up high. Maybe we could even change this one to 8. So, oh wow. Okay. What is happening? Okay, so we can also change this one for 8. So now we are going to so you can see them all the way up there. I don't know why these guys chose to stay on the ground, but yeah. I'm sorry, I got allergies. As you can hear, I apologize for any sniffles you can hear later on. I have all my fans going on because it's so hot in here right now. 33.2 degrees Celsius. I am melting alive. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So, and obviously you can change all. You can play around with these guys. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I truly apologize. You can change this one 10, and this one to 35. Let's go with 70. Right. And yeah, see, go all the way up. And obviously you can just, as soon as they fly, where is it? Is threat, as soon as they fly, random flying. So as soon as they fly, you can just, you know, give it some delay and then just kill it, you know, destroy the component, and that's it. Whatever works for you. But again, this is not really included in the asset pack. It's just for show, just so you have something to look at, and you know, for demonstration purposes as well. By the way, so this works. You'll notice that it has here. It is oh my god, is threat. I'm sorry, I am still. I can't even think straight. Okay, so it says right here is threat. So it's a message from a Raven interface. So it's using the Raven BPI Raven interface, and it's using the is threat one, and you have to come here to the third person BP, the blueprints. I mean, this is in the engine content. I bet you have your own thing going on, and whatever you want it to be a threat for your thing, for your little ravens, you have to come down here, and first of all, in class settings, you have to implement the interface of BPI Raven interface, and then you come down here to the interfaces, double click it, and you have to set it as a threat. Otherwise it will not do anything. And which, let me show you what will happen if it's not a threat. You can actually just walk, even step on them. Whee! See, it does nothing. So you have to actually come down here and set them as a threat. Remember, through the class settings BPI Raven interface, which is right here. Where is it? Raven interface. It's right there. So now that we set it as a threat, and obviously you can change the size of this. Where is it? Okay, so in this AIC, so the AI controller, you can come down here to viewport and actually select the sphere and maybe give it a 64, which will be incredibly smaller, and you'd have to come way too close, so almost stepping on them. They will start flying away. I do recommend like 512, which is a pretty decent number. So it looks like some kind of awareness. Oh my god, he's coming, you know? Or, you know, if you want them to be more scaredy, amp this number to 1024, and as soon as I... Oh wow. So if you already started in the circle, in that sphere, it will immediately, like, it wouldn't work because it's already, you need to enter the, you need to start the overlap for it to work. So right now with those in the background, it hasn't overlapped. So if you start already overlapping, you have to un-overlap and then just go back, right? So Whee! These guys will... And I think 512 is a nice round number. It's not too exaggerated. It's not too crazy. See? Looks kind of realistic, to be honest. Come on. Again, I used the best numbers I could think of, but for you, things may be way too different, you know? I always wanted to see what happens if I step on them as they are flying away, but I haven't had the chance to do that. Whee! Damn it. Let's see. Oh man. Whee! Okay, so anyway, that's all she wrote. That's all I got. There is also a map, which you're looking at right now. There's materials. Oh, by the way, the material, that's important. You can change actually a few things now that I think of it. So, first of all, actually, Raven materials. You should come down here, because these are the master materials. So you come here, and in my Raven, and you can give it a tint. And I always thought that the bluish color, the bluish tint on some Ravens is really cool. So that's exactly what I did. Let me open the... Yeah, right here. Okay, so we're looking at it up close. And it has this beautiful bluish tint. But you can also make it... You can also make it reddish, which is really cool as well. Doesn't look bad. So, I mean, it's up to you. You can even make it green. And it's kind of nice. Alright. So, yeah, that's it. You can also change the color of the eyes, actually. So, let me show you. Raven. Hold on. Oh my god, that's a Raven. Okay, so that's the Raven eye, and it can be... There you are. It can be reddish, or it can be bluish. You know, depends on what you want. And by the way, the eye has some very, very, very nice depth effect. You can also change the eye glow. So that one you're going to have to come here down to emission and make them evil. Check it out. Now they're evil. You can actually, obviously, oops, that's the wrong one. You can actually make it, what is it, 100. Let's go with 100. Super demonic. Really cool. Let's go even crazier. Whee! Actually, this would be far creepier if we actually... what do we do? Let's make it slightly to... Yeah, that's it. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's how it works. You can actually change the color to whatever you want. You can also change the POM settings, which will actually change a little bit of the eye's depth. It's not the same as contracting the pupil, which, by the way, this one does not have any. But yeah, I guess it depends a little bit of your case use, or you can just not use the POM and just have a boring flat eye, which unfortunately in this case kind of turns all the way black. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Turns all the way black. So I do recommend to have the POM. And that would be it. That's a pretty simple but very effective asset pack. And yeah, if you have any suggestions on what we could add or what could be like something cool that you would like to see in this asset pack, I'm all ears. I'm definitely going to take into account what you comment down below. So let me know. But for now, I'm very thankful for your attention, and I'm very, very thankful for your consideration. So, without further ado, thank you very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.